We are back, episode 93.
Episode 93 of the BSG podcast. We're getting a lot closer to the big 100. Welcome to the BSG podcast. I'm Casey, Brady in the middle with the Primo golf hat. If you're listening, you'll recognize the voice. And Zach on the other side of him on my camera. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like. We have a special episode for you tonight. But first, we want to take a second and just tell you about who makes this podcast possible. Because without this sponsor, none of this would be possible. So shout out to Moon Golf.
Do you think when people are listening to this and they hear my voice, they're like, is he a little too Southern? Or do you think they even notice?
They're probably like, there's no way he golfs. He just hunts.
Yeah, that's for sure. But there is another store that's actually only in the South, Moon Golf. They're located 2 locations in Florida and 1 right here in Alabama, which is where we're from. Right down the road, 20 minutes from us in Auburn. They've got a fairly large store, I would say, compared to like the other golf stores around here. Go in there, talk to the people, get a fitting done. I recommend fittings to everybody now after we've done ours. Zach's fitting is out on YouTube right now. We had some amazing content from that, I believe. I think Justin really nailed it whenever he was sitting there telling like Zach what he thought was helping, what he could already tell, like whenever Zach had that Mizuno in his hand, he was like, no, we got to get rid of this. Like everybody was like, no, this ain't the one. So if there's something not happening, like they're going to let you know. They've got plenty of other stuff. They got the new FootJoys in there. Go get some new shoes while you're there. I know everybody loves this time of the year because it's just time to buy new stuff.
Mm-hmm. I've got gift cards just sitting in the bowl. I keep going, do I want to get all my Club 3 grip? Do I want to get just new socks or maybe golf shoes? And so I'm torn on what I'm going to do with them, but I still got them to Moon Golf. I'm ready to go spend some money at old Moon Golf. Well, tonight we got a special guest for you, and we'll jump into that now. Brady will tell you all about it once we get in there. But, the boys, we're just a college golf scene right now. So this is our first time having a national champion on the pod, and hope you enjoy this podcast, this episode. Check it out now.
Tonight, guys, we're joined by another D1 golfer from the University of Florida. We've got Parker Bell joining us. He's a sophomore, originally from Tallahassee, Florida, and he has started his journey through the University of Florida in 2022 and still with the team playing now. Parker made his collegiate debut at the SEC match play event, and he's definitely played in a lot more tournaments and gotten more experience as the years have gone. Currently, he has a personal best of T6 at the Gators Invitational last month while carding a 65 in that tournament. So very impressive stuff. A lot more to come from Parker. So we'll get into it.
I got the first question.
Go ahead.
How are you from Tallahassee?
It's a good question.
Do you end up in Gainesville from directly?
Well, I get that question a lot. I grew up like an FSU fan. We had season tickets to like every football game. Both my parents went there, but honestly, I didn't really want to stay in Tallahassee necessarily, and I really, really liked the coaches at Florida. And when they came to me, and my parents didn't really put any pressure on me, anything to go. They told me to choose my own path, and talking to JC and Mark, it was Mark Leon at the time. I just fell in love instantly when I first visited there. So when they decided to offer me, I took it right away. So,
well, it just means more in the SEC anyway, so that's okay.
Parker, where did your journey begin with golf, and did you see yourself competing in like USAMs and collegiate events when you were younger?
Well, so I started playing golf. I mean, I wouldn't say it was late, but it was like competitively when I was about like 11 years old, which I guess nowadays you got kids starting at 4 and 5 years old. So I guess that technically was late, but I was a football player, basketball player, baseball player growing up, and then it was like I think, like I said, I was 10 or 11, and my grandfather, who's always been into golf, like said that me and my brother could go to this like camp, and we could either choose to go to like a sailing camp in Panama City or a golf camp, and we chose to go to the golf camp, and we hadn't played before, and you know, from there it just took off, and here I am today. So
What was
pretty
it
crazy.
like coming to high school as far as your options? Was Florida like the number one pick? I mean, kind of recruiting you heavily, or like where else were you looking
Yeah,
at?
there were a couple schools. I didn't really have any like offers from any other big schools except for Florida at the time, because I kind of just like as soon as I was able to commit, I really just committed to Florida. But like Florida State was definitely interested. Auburn was pretty interested. Liberty and like UCF, USF, those types of schools. But Florida, was kind of like the first to jump on board, and like I said, it's pretty much as soon as they offered me, I was in. I took it. So
Um, I mean, first year at Florida, national championship for the team. It's kind of wild.
yeah,
Can
yeah,
you kind of walk us through that season a little bit, like for you kind of being part of the team, and then even
yeah.
how that flows into
So
this year?
so obviously I didn't play much last year, and those guys, Ricky, Fred, Yushin, all three of those guys have gone on to do great things so far in their professional careers, and really just learning from them, like learning their habits, how they work. And the thing is, they're all so different too. Like Ricky loves to play. Like Ricky was the type of guy, like he wouldn't practice a lot. He would play a lot. And that's kind of how I am too. Fred, he's a big practicer, and, always working on things. And then Yushin is a little bit of a mix of the two, but, yeah, just like learning from those guys, and, obviously seeing winning a national championship is awesome as a team. And I couldn't be more happy to be a part of that. It definitely like motivated me for this year, because I want to I want to get there and be one of the guys hitting the shots. And I think that we do have the team that can do that this year and the years moving forward.
What was it like having somebody like Fred to watch? Here he is, the individual national champion solo, and he's your teammate. Like having him, somebody could look at.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Fred, like, how sometimes coming in as a freshman, you never know how the older guys are going to treat you. But Fred is
Mm-hmm.
honestly, he was one of the best. Like, he just, anytime you needed anything from him, or you had any questions about anything, you could always go to Fred. Um, he was just the best. And like I said, to learn some of the things that he did and the way he went about his business, because he was like, I'm pretty sure like his first couple years, he wasn't playing a ton either, and he really developed into a superstar while he was in college. So, just kind of asking him some of the things that he did to go from, one of those, guys in and out of the lineup to, obviously a first team All-American. So it was very, very cool to listen and learn from him.
Yeah.
Uh, you were a semifinalist in last year's USM at Cherry Hills. Where would winning a amateur championship rank among your life goals?
It's definitely one of them. And God, I think back to that tournament all the time, because a lot of people, I was pretty much unknown in like the amateur golf before then, to be honest. And like, it was kind of just a combination of like the summer I played a lot of tournaments, and I felt good about my game going in, and I didn't really think I was going to like go that far or compete in it. But once I made it to the match play, I thought, anything could happen. And definitely that's definitely one of my goals while I'm an amateur, is to win that. And it really does sting to lose in the round that I lost in, because obviously, as you guys know, that if I make it one more round, I would have an invitation to Augusta
Yeah.
next month, and that definitely weighs heavy on me. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm gonna do everything I can to try and get back into that position. So.
You had
Did,
to. Oh, go ahead, Casey.
I was just gonna during that tournament, as you're coming down the finish of it, was Augusta on your mind? Did that kind of like were you thinking of it?
That the night before, it was definitely on my mind. The night before I played Nick, I didn't get much sleep that night, but honestly, once I was in there playing, I really didn't feel a ton of nerves. It was actually kind of weird. Like I really thought I was going to go into that round and like not be able to hit golf shots and just be so nervous. But honestly, like I give a lot of credit to my caddy, my cousin Tank. He just really kept me like in the moment and focused on the shot at hand. And honestly, I thought obviously put up a decent fight against him. But obviously, I guess if there's somebody that you're going to lose to, it's probably not the worst guy considering he's won on the PGA Tour already.
Yeah, that was where I was going next. I wanted to see like as he was like the person that ended up beating you, and then you see him win a PGA Tour event. Does that give you like motivation for your road ahead? Like
for sure,
track?
yeah, for sure. Just knowing that like I competed against him and went toe to toe with one of the best players in the world on the biggest stage. That definitely like gives me like a lot of confidence that I do belong, and that who knows, that could be me next year in his position.
That's I don't know if I could, the pressure of knowing Augusta, because stuff like that, I would be broken mentally. But that's why you're a better golfer than me, because that's just wild though to think about. Hey, last year, I don't know, we can talk about your equipment this year, but last year that we saw you rocking the Lab Golf putter. Are you still rocking the Lab Golf?
Yes, and it's crazy. That's literally been the putter it's been in my bag ever since the USAM. It's actually a funny story because I had been struggling. Putting's been one of the things for me that I have probably struggled with consistently the most. Like I haven't really ever found something that I could consistently putt well with. And one of my teammates, Luke Poulter, he had a Lab putter that he was messing around with because we played a couple tournaments right before the USAM. We played like the Monroe, the Canadian Am right before then. So I pretty much went straight from Canada there. Anyways, he had a Lab putter and I just rolled a couple with it, and I was like, dang, I really like this thing. And so he had the rep's email, and I emailed him, and he sent it straight to Cherry Hills, and I put it in the bag that week.
Oh wow!
And I guess the rest is history, and it's still in my bag now. I really like it, and I'm probably not going to switch anytime soon.
So we had last week.
You play? Is it the Mez or the Link?
Yes, I've got the Mez, like the Mez point. It's like the smaller Mez one, in blue, obviously.
Are you going to try the DF3?
Is that the big one, the big spaceship one?
The horseshoe.
It's smaller in head size than like the DF2, the huge spaceship. But
yeah, I don't know if I could rock that. That's just a little bit too much for me.
We had Sam on 2 weeks ago or last week, the CEO of Lab Golf, which Zach has a Lab Golf. And my thing is, so I started using Zach's every once in a while just because I don't want to carry my putter. And you can't deny that they're solid, like the whole, and especially when they put it in the revealer and the face just stays square. Like you can't deny all that stuff. But the biggest downfall of it is the way it looks. And even Sam, the owner, talked about how ugly it is. But like, is that a thing for you? Like the one you have is more traditional kind of looking. Is that, it fits your eyes compared to, the big horseshoe?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, they tell me it looks like a Lego brick or whatever, but, at the end of the day, you just have to get the ball in the hole. And if it's going to help me make more putts, then I can get over the way it looks.
What else are you? So you've got the new QI10, right? You're a TaylorMade guy.
Yes, I do.
Is it because the school TaylorMade, or you can have what you want?
So yeah, the way they do it in college is, I guess most of us kind of already have our own thing. But like our coach has a really good relationship with any Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway rep, so we could really get whatever we want from any of them. But I've been with TaylorMade for a while now, so I just kind of got it through them.
Yeah. So all TaylorMade, everything.
TaylorMade.
Yeah, everything's TaylorMade, and then just the putters, the Lab.
What ball do you play? Is it?
I use the TP5. It's supposed to spin more, and I do anything I can to get more spin. So yeah.
What hey, so what are y'all gonna do with Nike kind of getting out of the golf scene? Supposedly, I don't know. We are Nike school, big time.
Yeah, I actually have no idea, to be honest with you. We haven't really talked about that. So
I didn't even think about like colleges that are Nike partners when they started talking about this. Like, man, that's a lot of schools
yeah, if
that.
I guess if we could choose anything, I'd like to go like either like Adidas or maybe like Peter Millar or something. If they go that route, that'd be nice. But I really have no idea what they're gonna do.
Do
Hopefully, y'all
y'all
don't get stuck in Malbon.
Yeah,
Their stuff is awful on the course. I
one
love
of
Peter Millar though.
y'all
yeah,
may
Peter
get
Millar.
Ralph Lauren with one of y'all's
Yeah,
alum. So does he ever kind of Billy? Does he ever come give any like mentoring to y'all or hang out
yeah.
or
He's
come to school?
actually he's come around a couple times. I'm not sure he hasn't yet in 2024, but like last year he came around a couple times just like for the whole day and just let like any questions you had, any shots you want like tried to learn or like that he could teach you any info that he could give you. He was there for like the whole day, like I think 2 or 3 times last year, and then uh, one of our tournaments, like the C Best, he was basically like another coach for us there. Like
Oh wow.
I guess he was a volunteer assistant for that tournament
Mhm.
and like walked with the players throughout the tournament. So that was pretty cool.
I know he lives. I think he lives down there by TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he like had like right on almost right on the course. I think he drove his own like I guess golf cart from his house there, so it
Yeah,
must live really close by.
which is wild. So what's a day in the life of like college golfer with classes and practice and all this?
Yeah, so I have class 3 times a week. I have a lot of online classes, but I only have to actually go to one of them like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and so like most days, like 3 times a week, we have workouts at 6:15 in the morning. So and then first class would be at 8:30. Or I actually have Monday, Wednesdays. I have study hall Monday, Wednesdays. Classes at 9:30. Study hall's at 8:30. Workouts are at 6:15, and then we usually have practice at about like 1:45 because that's when everyone will be out of class. But typically, obviously, on those days when we have class, probably not able to get out to the course till after lunch, which would be like 12ish. Um, but I try as much on the off days or on the days in between where we still have practice. That I don't have class. I try to be out there as much as I can. And then if we don't have practice, I'm a big play type of guy, and usually we have 4 or 5 guys that always want to play.
Hmm.
So we have little matches and stuff.
When you're at
Um,
practice or when you're hitting shots, is the coach like actively interacting as far as like giving you tips, or is he laid back and unless you're asking,
Yeah.
then
So
he's just
yeah,
watching?
he's pretty. They're pretty laid back. Like in practice, they're not really going to tell you like really what to do in practice because we do a lot of like. So we have like this thing called a wedge test for a TrackMan, which is like you're kind of like competing for a score. Um, and then other things where like I guess you can kind of track what you're doing. You're not just like chipping balls, just like or putting. Like it's always like to complete something or like you're keeping score for something. So they won't really tell you what to do then. But when we don't have practice, let's like if you want to, like I could text coach, coach, could we do wedges tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we'll go do wedge. Like that's pretty much what I've done the last basically all the last year, and I continue to do it just to check up on my wedges, and we built a little system through that. So and Dudley Hart, our assistant coach, I've worked a lot with him on my short game. He is probably I say he's the best assistant coach in the nation. The way he's able to just the knowledge he has for the game and the way he's transformed a lot of our guys' short game. So yeah, they're always open if you want to ask for help. But like during the team practice, like not really, but on your own, yes,
Gotcha.
so this weekend y'all are in Statesboro, right? At
yes,
Georgia
yes
Southern.
for the Georgia
That
Southern
that's
Schenkel.
Brady's. He's there all the time up in Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
And then y'all have the in a couple weeks y'all are gonna be in Naples, Florida with
Yeah,
the Tulsa
Calusa.
Cup. Yep. And then it leads into the SEC championship. Do you feel y'all feel good about the SEC championship, or how do you think y'all are gonna do in that?
Honestly, I think that we're a dark horse right now. Like I really feel like we have the team that can compete with any team in the nation right now, and our ranking isn't that great right now, but I really think we're pretty underrated right now going in. We have a very competitive team. I really think we're one of the deepest teams probably out there. I think we have like really 8 guys that you could really argue should all be in the lineup. So it's going to be competitive these last couple tournaments to figure out who that 5 is. But like I said, I think we get that 5 right for the postseason, and anything can happen.
Did y'all lose a lot of seniors?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we lost. Like I said, we lost Fred, Ricky, and Yushin, which were kind of the big 3 last year.
Uh-huh.
And I guess I feel like a lot of like college golf as a whole probably thought that we were going to be like this would be a down year for us, and it definitely was a little bit in the fall. But as guys have developed so far, we've had a pretty solid start to the spring, and I think hopefully we can peak at the right time and make a nice postseason run.
Quick question. You don't have to go into much detail about this, but who gets to pick restaurants like where y'all eat when you're on the road?
Honestly, it really depends like what the vibe is. Like our coach mainly just chooses it. He'll just say, "All right, we're going here," or like if we're just feeling like, all right, like we just had a long day, let's just go like smash some Chipotle. We'll do that. Um, but yeah, it's really just it's not like a certain guy gets to choose it or anything. We don't really play for it on the course. I know some schools do that, but it's kind of just either the coach chooses or we all hopefully will come to an agreement or something. But a lot of times, like I said, we'll just go and we'll all be so hungry we just want to eat. We just want to eat big, and Chipotle is very very common thing.
I was about to say, if you get to pick at any point while you're in Statesboro, let me know. I have good recommendations.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a big Burger King fan, so don't listen to him.
Oh, no.
Well, I was checking out while you're talking. I was trying to check out the rankings. I guess y'all off the coaches poll. Would that be the correct poll to look at for?
I think the one they use is called what's it called? I think it's called Spike Mark.
Okay.
And I want to say we're like 16 or 17 on there right now.
Okay. The one I'm looking at has y'all at 15. It has Auburn 1, North Carolina 2, Vanderbilt 3.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty close.
Okay. So do you think? I mean, going into it, Auburn is that kind of like big? Y'all is it kind of like other sports where you not focus on a team, but this is a team. Hey, this is a good one. We got to really kind of battle against them, or do y'all just go into it and it's with golf? It's more of let's worry about ourselves and play.
Yeah, I think our coach always likes to preach, just kind of control what you can control, and just try to stay in the moment as much as you possibly can. And obviously, we know there's a lot of good teams in our conference, but he just tries to preach to us if we play to the abilities that we can compete with anybody. And
yeah,
I'm thinking, when the SEC rolls around, that's exactly what he's going to be telling us.
Yeah, well, we're not rooting for Florida, but we're rooting for you. I live outside Auburn. Zach's an Alabama graduate. Brady's rooting for Georgia Southern.
Yeah, got it, baby.
Yeah, but no, we're rooting for Parker all day. Hey, Brady's got a question on here that we're going to ask too. What's been your favorite tournament you played in so far, and then maybe like a dream tournament that you want to make it into one day?
I mean, are you talking like college, or are you talking like
General.
overall?
Yeah,
general.
In general, well, like I said, in general, it has to be the USAM just because of the experience and of how that kind of changed my golfing trajectory. And the dream would be obviously the Masters. I mean, can't really go wrong with that.
yeah.
Have you been to Augusta before?
Yes, yeah. I actually went to the
year?
Yeah, I was there last year. Me and my brother and my parents. We had 2 tickets for the week, so I think my parents they went like Thursday and like early the morning part of Friday, and then me and my brother were there like the whole weekend, and that was definitely pretty cool to see that.
Any recommendations? I got practice tickets for Monday this year, and it's the first time I've ever gotten picked for the lottery. So I'm trying to just take notes from everybody.
Honestly, just bring a lot of money, because understand you're probably going to spend a lot in the pro shop, because that is exactly what we did. Um, we were buying things for everybody, and it'll add up pretty quick.
That's what I told my wife
And
too.
the
I don't
pimento
have a
the
budget.
pimento cheese sandwich is pretty elite too.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's very good.
What for you plans? I guess after I always ask all the college golfers. Wait, sorry, my daughter's trying to get in the show. Um, with all that's going on in golf right now, between the two tours and the chaos, is it something you're hoping gets settled before your time at Florida's up, so it's a little easier decision, or does it not really stress you out? Kind of what a best opportunity for you?
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't stress me out much, because I mean, at the end of the day, I would like to play on the PGA Tour, but I'm definitely not ruling out the possibilities of live.
Yeah.
I would play either one. They're both, in my opinion, they're both great tours, and you know, I'd like to see. Uh, I wish that they would allow like the live to have like world ranking points or whatever, because I do want to see like the best player. Like as a fan, I want to see the best players play in the majors and all that stuff. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but yeah, definitely. Like you just saw obviously with Caleb Surratt joining live.
Hmm.
I guess that's kind of he's really the first one that's left college to do that. So I guess we'll see how that one turns out. But yeah, definitely not ruling out either one.
We always say it's a business decision. Whoever wants to
Yeah,
write
at the
the
end, yeah,
check,
exactly, exactly,
we will go.
exactly. At the end of the day, it is a business decision, and
Yeah.
if they want to come at me with a couple million, I'll take it.
So if you go on tour next week, who's your caddy? Who's carrying the bag for you?
Probably my cousin Tank Thomas Lawson. He's probably gonna be, if I make the tour, he's gonna be my caddy. So
Is it a
he can
paid off percentage, or is he getting a salary?
he's getting a salary. If he's on my bag, he's getting a salary.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
probably if I win, he's getting a big bonus. Any wins, big bonus. Any high
yeah,
finishes, big bonus.
that's big time. Hey, did all the guys? Did y'all sit down and get excited about Full Swing like we did on Netflix? Do y'all watch that?
Yeah, I watched it. Actually, one of my teammates was on there, Luke
Oh, really?
Poulter. Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad Ian Poulter had like a whole episode, so
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
featured a bit in it.
That's sick. Yeah, we watch it, and I always wonder, like, I wonder if real golfers, professional golfers, get excited about this kind of content as amateur golfers like us do. Seeing it inside
Yeah.
world, so you live it every day. But no, do y'all have any? I've got one final question, but I want it to be the final question before.
No, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. All right. Last question. You're from Tallahassee. You're at Florida. Who's the better of the two college quarterbacks? Jameis Winston eating W's or Tim Tebow?
I gotta go Tebow. Honestly,
Okay.
honestly, I gotta go Tebow. I gotta go Tebow, because I actually, I know I say this, I wasn't kind of an FSU fan growing up, but my favorite player, there's pictures of me when I was like 7 or 8 years old, like wearing like a Tim Tebow jersey, because he was like, I just loved him growing up. I loved everything
Oh yeah.
that he was about, and uh, so I there's actually like they would always like rag on me back then, and my mom sends me pictures all the time of like me like wearing these Florida stuff when everyone else is wearing FSU stuff. But Jameis was definitely really fun to watch, but I have to go Tebow.
Him and them crab legs got him in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we're rooting for you this weekend. I say we are. Brady, he may be sold out to Jordan Southern. I don't know, but we're rooting for you big time. I hope everything goes good with the team, and especially the SEC championship. We're excited about that because here recently, I've had a lot of SEC golfers on here talking to him. We had Cannon in Alabama.
Yeah, I saw Cannon.
Yeah, and
Kansas,
so we're excited to see all you compete, and especially your future. We think it's gonna be a big future for you, bright future. So thanks for coming on and talking to us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
We're back. Thanks for Parker for coming on the pod. I guess for this one time, we can all say "Go Gators!" Represent. We're rooting for Parker, not the team.
I can't say that.
Oh man, I'm trying to build relationships everywhere. So shout out to Parker. Go check him out on Instagram and everything. And so let's jump into it. Last week was a big week of golf. Arnold Palmer Invitational. We could talk about a lot of that, and then we'll transition to this week, the players. So Any takeaways? What y'all think about Arnold Palmer?
Scotty
That guy
got his
got
putter
cut
rolling.
quick.
Oh gosh, Scotty was on fire. So was it 17 of 17 inside 15
17.
feet?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's an insane
Rory.
stat right there.
Rory's probably dreading that he told him try mallet.
So I didn't see Rory. I didn't see that interview. Did he say it like jokingly, or did he say like Scotty would be a better putter if he had this?
I'm pretty sure
Does
he was
anybody know?
pretty serious about it when he
Oh,
said
okay.
it. Like you just said, I think he was like, if he just tries something different, he'll have an advantage.
Uh-huh.
And it just goes to show you what happened there.
I know that it was like Scotty was walking up 18, and the announcer was just kind of he was reading through the top 10 players in the world, and he was like, so and so missed the cut, so and so did this, so and so did that, and how Scotty's always in contention almost every week. It's just wild the consistency he's playing with.
Zach, what made you pick Justin Rose? I wish I would have asked last week, but now I really want to know.
I haven't picked him before, and usually somebody will pick him and he'll play well. So I was like, give me a chance. And
Did you,
he did not. I still have the lead, but it did not help out.
Did you watch his episode in full swing yet?
I haven't seen the first season at all,
Oh
much
my
less
gosh!
the second.
Whoa!
You need to watch it, man. You need to watch it.
know.
It's so good.
I've seen the
Yeah.
first episode of season 1, where JT gets number 2, and then I haven't seen anything else past it.
There
There's
was
a lot
some
of good inside stuff.
Yeah, there were some episodes that towards the end of it had me getting a little teary eyed.
Yeah, yeah.
There was some good, like they did a good job on the episode of kind of the contrast between Wyndham Clark and Joel Damon and their lives
Yep.
and having the coach and all this stuff, the mental coach.
That was a very serious episode, I would say.
Oh yeah, and it.
Wyndham needs one after last week.
But no, that and then the episode of Ricky coming back and winning, dude. That episode had me a little teary eyed. Like when it shows him struggling and struggling, and it shows him winning, and it's that moment of him standing there on the green, his caddy going crazy. I was like, oh gosh, this is getting to me right here.
I really liked the episode with Alex and Matt Fitzpatrick. Like,
oh yeah, that was a good one.
You know, that one really put a lot into perspective about like having an older brother that's like better than you.
Oh
and
yeah,
kind of taking the spotlight, and then you know, he finally broke through by qualifying for the Open, and like, you know, putting
and
his
then beat his brother in the Open.
I mean, he's played so well too. I honestly forgot about that.
I was shocked at the Zurich when they were teammates, and how much money Alex won just because he had his brother as a teammate who like pulled all the weight.
He probably didn't want it after how he played. Yeah. He was like, you can have it.
He's ranked 702nd or something in the world, and he was playing in there.
Yeah.
But cool episodes, all of them. So this week we're into the Players Championship, the fifth major, the Players Major, is what they call it. And we've got defending champ Scotty Scheffler coming off a big win coming into this week. Tough course. So our picks right here, it's time to lock it in. I went Wyndham Clark coming off second last week. I'm going Wyndham Clark.
Oh, hate him. Do not like him anymore after his comments about it only being 100 guys.
I mean, I don't agree with his comments because somebody showed the number of him being like 100 and something last year. Like he wouldn't even be in the field.
Right,
yeah.
But he wasn't the only guy that said it. Rory was saying it.
Yeah, Rory said it too,
yeah. So Wyndham Clark's my pick. Who y'all got?
Back to back. And I mean back to back to cover the championship and back to back weeks for wins. Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see that.
Did Mitch make a pick?
Yeah, he said Will Zalatoris.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot I updated all the sheets already.
What were you saying, Brady?
I saw a stat that said that the Players Championship has never been repeated before by any player. They never went back to back. So
man,
it's been 30 years since the amateur won. So
yeah,
I could definitely see it happening with just because it's Scotty and the way he's playing right now.
Oh yeah.
And he's got the putter figured out.
Yep.
It's just destined to just keep rolling them in now.
Yeah.
Got to.
Brady, who you got?
I'm going with the what was that? I'm trying to think of the tournament they played. He was the star of the show. Whenever Rory and he was Rory's partner in the whatever it was with the LPGA. Whenever they did that thing a few weeks ago. Maximus Homa.
The match,
the
Twitter, the Capital One.
Yeah, the match, Capital One. But yeah, he's the Twitter king of golf right now. So Max Homa, I think this sets up well for him. Iron striking course.
So those are our picks for the Players Championship. Locked in. Let us know in the comments who y'all got. Did y'all see the clip today of 76-year-old Fluff taking a 6-iron trying to hit the 17th green? He did not. His guy did not give him enough club, but he swung a 6-iron. 76 years old. That's impressive that he's walking that much carrying a bag. Did not hit the green. And then there was another caddy who whiffed, swung and missed, trying to get to the green. So.
Somebody hold out, right?
Oh, did they? Today?
I thought Will.
Oh, that
Foxley
was
or something?
Yeah,
or was that an old highlight?
Yeah, it was an old highlight.
Yeah, that's from 2016. Will Wilcox, 2016. Yeah. He holed out. But our guy Zach Blair's in the field. That's a notable mention. Keep an eye on ZB in the field. He's playing in a lot of tournaments this year. I feel like last year he didn't play in this many.
Yeah.
He's got to fund that new course.
Yeah, and he played well enough last year. I think it's getting him in these. So, like, these are the events that he wasn't able to get in last year, but now he made it. So, plus, I mean, the PGA Tour depth of field is not very big right now. So,
you're right.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not in it right now.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
To the LIV. Anthony Kim shooting lowest round of the day Sunday. Did y'all see that? 5 under. I mean, he came in like 50th out of 56 or something like that total. But he's working his way up. Last tournament he was in last place. This tournament he's moved up about 6 places. Beat Phil Mickelson this week. I try to keep an eye on that just to see.
Did y'all see the crazy info that come out that he was not playing with fitted clubs?
Yeah,
what's he playing
that's
with?
What I was about to say.
Like, none of his clubs are fitted. They're just off the rack, essentially. He didn't know how to use a TrackMan.
Yeah.
DJ was helping him on the range figure it out because it's been 12 years since he really done anything. So,
I just assume like, was he even playing golf like during that absence? Like,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
With the way the insurance policy works, I would think he wasn't.
Yeah, he just had to stay away from it as much as possible, probably.
Which is wild that you come back, shoot 5 under. Absolutely insane. That's a talent we don't have. Hey, real quick, we can take a minute and talk about the local heroes, the Point University Skyhawks. Last week, not this most recent, last week's tournament, the boys finished 6 out of 8, but then this week they bounced back, 3rd place finish with our guy Jacob Joseph shooting what did he say, 67? Is that what he shot?
Yeah, 67, yep.
67 on the final round to do that. But the boys are getting a little dialed now. They're starting to work together, get things going. Looking forward. I think it's going to be a great year for him.
Jacob had a lesson with him. They were working, and he let him swing his 5-wood. And he said Jacob was in love with it. And he was telling me about a 5-wood. And I was like, oh, that would be a nice addition. But I don't know if I want a 5-wood or to get rid of my 4 hybrid and get a 3 and a 5 hybrid because I hit my hybrid so well.
Oh, yeah. When I first got into golf, y'all remember Nike had the driver that was like a red face? Oh, not face, red top, crown, I guess. The covert driver. When I first got into golf, I was like, I thought I had to be Nike everything because I had Nike clubs and all that. But I had the Nike covert driver, all red, and then I had a Nike 3-wood and Nike 5-wood because I thought that's what you're supposed to have. I didn't know anything about hybrids. I was like, oh, you got to have a 3-wood and a 5-wood. So I had both of them. Didn't know how to hit them. But that's the last time I had a 5-wood was when I first got into golf. So, but Brady's a 7-wood guy now.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm
What
still waiting on it, but it'll be in the bag
was
soon enough whenever it
was there a
delivers.
talk when he was fitting you for that? Was there a talk? I guess y'all figured out your gapping, or was like 5 wood even an option? Or he said, let's just try 7 wood.
Yeah, I told him. I kind of told him that I wanted a 7 wood even before I'd hit one, and I was telling him the distance that I wanted, just assuming that that's how far I would hit it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy enough, it was like right where I wanted it. Like I just assumed that it would go like 200 to 210, like carry wise, and that's like the exact number that I was getting. So I don't know how that was just luck that I was guessing, because he said that if this doesn't work, we'll try some hybrids. Um, but the 7 wood work perfect. So I didn't even hit a
What
hybrid.
What's the biggest difference between the hybrid versus the wood? Is it a softer landing, like from a higher peak, or
I think
like what? Why
maybe
do
a
people
little bit of
choose the
that.
wood over the hybrid?
He told me, I showed him the hybrid that I have in my bag now, and he said that the way that model, and I think he said this is like most hybrids are built to imply like a draw uh, shot. And I told him that I was missing a lot left with my hybrid, and he was like, "Well, that would probably explain it because you already turn the ball over left anyways." So he said that the hybrid kind of creates that draw anyway. So I was like, "Well, it might be a good thing I'm getting away from that."
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
I guess
I did. I
preference
don't.
too, what you look down and see and what you prefer.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
That's
you
why
could
I think
probably
I'll
get,
go with the 2 hybrids instead of like a 5 or 7 wood.
yeah, because you can
yeah.
get a whichever one of them woods to go the same number as a hybrid. So it's more when you look down, what do you feel comfortable looking at?
I think that's part of it too.
Blades.
Yeah, for sure.
Blades, need them. Um, so that's what Brady was telling us before that his buddy just ordered the Tacomos, and we were kind of talking about that, and kind of wild to see, which Wesley was kind of his own thing, but George was so dedicated to Callaway, like locked in with
Yeah,
Callaway. For him to
Well,
go Tacoma was that
he
mind
got the
blowing.
Callaway balls from the tournament.
Yeah, I wonder. He's got to still be because Tacoma only offers so much. So he's still got to be doing something with Callaway. But I wonder how that
yeah.
conversation. If you're like, hey, I like you guys, but I'm gonna play these irons, but I still want to play your driver and putter and golf balls and stuff.
I saw
I
today
don't know.
Grant Horvat's best friend Henry, is it Gorillo, signed with Tacoma as well.
Oh, I did
And
see
he had
that.
been to, they had a video of him going to the Kingdom and getting fitted full TaylorMade. So
That's what I'm
he
trying to
must be
get at.
pushing out some dollars to get these people.
Yeah.
I try to comment a lot on Wilson stuff because I'm like, y'all need some people. I know y'all do. They got the Pause King right now. How
I like
wild?
Wilson.
Uh, oh, how wild is it that the Dodd King is just hanging out at Bay Point? Did y'all see? He's been making content down there, and then he's commenting on their posts and all this stuff. Is he like in Florida? Lives in Florida or something?
He's got to be somewhere around there.
It's crazy he's in Golf Digest now.
Let me run into him next weekend, and I'm hyping up a little Dodd match
You
against
gonna
him and
fight
Zach.
him?
No, you and him are gonna have a little Dodd off.
I hadn't swung
Bust
Dodge
already
since
beat
I
him.
got the 3 wood last year.
Which him and Bust had that little Dodd competition, and it's still insane that both of them hit them draws with
300.
the which is mind blowing that they can do that. So I'm trying to think. That's our picks for the week. Hey, next week we got another one coming for you. We're keeping the college golf thing going. We're gonna have to start covering more college golf in our scores and our picks and stuff like that because we're getting them locked in now. Got a lot of college golfers coming on, but you'll enjoy next week's episode as well. We're going to the ACC next week, correct?
Yeah.
No, that's 2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks we're going to the ACC. Next week we're trying to have
2 weeks.
Jay on, right?
Right.
Right. We're trying to have Jay on. Jay Henley Golf.
Hype up a revenge match.
Maybe get him to play his guitar for us a little bit while he's on here.
I hope so.
And then in 2 weeks, we're going to the ACC. We've been making our rounds in the SEC. We're going over to the ACC. And we need to try to get some of these matches planned with some of these guys. We've already got Cannon and Cooper saying, hey, let's do it. It's just a matter of us making the travel to do it. Would be insane. But that's it for episode. Yeah. I think we could. I'm not going to say I think we could win. That'd be lying to myself. That's it for episode 93. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Where, as of this moment as I'm speaking, we're 115 away from 1,000. So making some progress. Go give us a follow, a subscribe, and all that. We'll see you next time. Peace.